Hello there.
General Kenobi!
You see, killbots have a preset kill limit. Knowing their weakness, I sent wave after wave of my own men at them until they reached their limit and shut down. Kif, show them the medal I won.
Gator don't play no shit. You feel me? Gator never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
You failed! Spare any credits.
Hello there.
General Kenobi!
Incoming transponder code received. Classification: fire spray. Designation: Darth Asylum. Captain: unknown. Port: unknown. Weapons profile: unknown.
I can't breathe in this thing!
Designation: Darth Asylum. Incoming transponder code received. Classification: fire spray. Designation: Darth Asylum. Captain: unknown. Port: unknown. Weapons profile: unknown. Designation: Darth Asylum.
This is the way.
It's a trap!
This is the way.
For the Republic!
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, you awesomely beautiful people of the galaxy, and welcome again to another episode of the Darth Asylum podcast. I am your host of Darth Asylum, broadcasting live from hyperspace. And again, I hope you guys are having a great and safe brand new week and a brand new month of the brand new year. But yes, it is Wednesday for me, and welcome, guys. This is the official first episode of the Darth Asylum podcast. So thank you for being here for the initial launch. So let us first pay homage to all the legends that are currently with us at this moment. So on the YouTube side, James, welcome back, my dude. I hope you're doing great and well and you're part of the galaxy. On the Twitch side, what legends are among us? Gravewalker1578 is here. Alpha Virgo is here. Tombstone is here. Lord Beanon is here. Slytherin Queen is here. I think that covers it for the moment. Oh, Mame is here. Mame Lele Baba is here as well. I think that is officially it so far, but that's okay. So yes. This will be a day long remembered. You're right, though. It is a trap. It's absolutely a trap. So yes, this is a different streaming format. So again, thank you guys for joining and seeing what this is basically all about. So I'll get into exactly what that is in a moment. So yes, ultimately, this is the very first episode of a podcast idea that I've been throwing around for quite some time. And then, yeah, over the last couple of months, flushed it out, was able to kind of figure out what generally how things were going to go, how the format was going to go, and ultimately what is going to keep this podcast interesting and basically pull people in, and not just, obviously the community that we currently are building, but like new people as well, the more like word kind of spreads. And this is the idea that I'm super pumped about. Yes. So, okay. Before I get into it, we'll go into some details real quick. This is like me drawing it out, so it's kind of like building suspense, right? Okay. So yes, this is not a play video games podcast. That is going to be my normal schedule, which is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I will be starting the podcast around basically the same time. However, I think I'm going to try to maneuver Wednesday nights as being like the first night, quote unquote, of streaming. And so it'll be Wednesday nights for the podcast. And I'm going to actually do my best to either start right around midnight, right at midnight, or even before midnight because of the way this is going to be formatted. And you guys are going to understand in a second. So having said that, so yes, Wednesday night is going to be the official night of the podcast for now. Like I said, times are potentially going to change over time, just depending on how my personal schedule works. But ultimately, I will be streaming 5 days of a week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. However, Wednesday night is going to be the podcast. Thursday night will be still the Let's Play night of whatever I'm currently playing. I recently just beat RoboCop Rogue City. I do have a smaller game that I will be doing tomorrow night that I will be premiering. I haven't actually said exactly what it was, but I think everybody's going to be generally surprised. And then Friday night is going to be Friday Night Battlefield 6. Saturday is Star Wars Battlefront 2. And Sunday night will be Dead by Daylight. And when I was kind of jumping around with ideas of, okay, if I'm going to do a podcast, when am I actually going to be doing it? Ultimately, it was going to be either Wednesday night or Monday night. So either the end of my stream, quote unquote, week, or the beginning of the stream week. So that way it's like I'm more energetic. I'm basically like, well, I'm tired either way, but you know what I mean? Like it's either going to be the beginning of all the streams or the end of all the streams. And by the time Sunday night rolls around and Grave knows what I'm talking about, Monster knows what I'm talking about, everybody else that sticks around Sunday nights, your guys' Mondays potentially, know exactly what I'm talking about, where it's just like our brains are just literally fried at that point. So you know what? I figured Wednesday night would be perfect because like I said, the theme of the way this is going to go, I think I'm totally pumped and excited about it. And I think you guys are definitely going to really be excited about it. So yeah, that is going to be the current schedule. I will update the schedule on Twitch again for everybody that is watching new, that is either on Twitch or YouTube. I do stream on both simultaneously. So yes, this is on YouTube and Twitch right now. So, okay, time to get into the actual, what is the podcast going to be about, and we can get started. So that was generally the disclaimer. So here's the deal. Podcasts are exactly that. And it's kind of funny. The definition of a podcast is talking, right? And it's not really that much different than streaming essentially, because you know, when you do a podcast, I mean, it's the same thing as like a TED Talk or even like like a seminar where, you know, people are going to be paying attention to what you're talking about and you're going to be engaging with your audience. So again, it's literally it's not really that different format of like, say, streaming, where you'll be playing a game, but you're also engaging with your chat if people are around and people want to talk, things like that. So ultimately, the format I'm going to go for with my podcast is, and that's the other tricky part is that especially when you're going to do a dedicated something, you're always going to have a topic, right? Like something that's going to be the point of discussion. So you're not kind of bouncing around every which way, but you know, there has to be some kind of theme or just something that's going to basically be the topic, right? So ultimately, this is how I formatted my podcast. So basically, yes, there is going to be no background as far as like video gameplay or anything. That's Thursday through Sunday, right? Because that's the video game play where we're just screwing around, people jump in, jump out, things like that. However, this is going to be an interactive podcast with people, basically meaning we are all going to be doing something together. And what that something together is ta-da! We, on my podcast, are going to be watching Star Wars Episode 1 together. So what that means is, because Twitch has specific rules about showing movies and things like that, rather than do this format through Discord, where we can't be live and we can't interact with each other the same way, we are going to do this on my podcast. Basically meaning we are going to literally sit here and watch this movie together, start to finish. So if you are available to and you're able to, essentially what I'm going to do is I'll be interacting with you guys, talking throughout the entire freaking movie, potentially, depending on what we're all talking about and saying, but we are going to focus on a movie night. Exactly. Or let me throw this out there, TV show night. So which basically what that means right now is that because this is episode 1 of my podcast, we are going to watch episode 1. Now, episode 2 is going to be, guess what? Episode 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically, we are literally going to watch the entire Skywalker saga together, live on Twitch, however you possibly can. So like I said, if you're on your phone and you have like a tablet available, or you have a TV or a laptop or something like that, so basically, if you can and you're able to, we're going to watch it together. So once everybody kind of gets, so that's going to be the format of this. So that way we have a topic and a discussion every single time the pod show goes up. And then that way we can all interact with each other about scenes, where we're at on it, ultimately just talk about that. That's going to be the subject of the entire podcast. So essentially, yeah, Grave, you're right. It's going to be a movie night, but yes, the subject of the podcast is going to be around the film and show, but specifically what we're watching. So what I'm going to drop essentially is the poster for it, or like in this case, we're going to go through literally episodes 1 through 9. We're going to watch all of them together. So like I said, that's going to be the difference between, and we're going to go through everything, guys. I'm not joking. We're literally going to watch all the Star Wars Anakin, Skywalker sagas, episode 1 through 9, including the sequels, yes. But again, do not feel like exactly, get your snacks, get your drinks. This is literally what we're going to do, is we are all going to watch what we love together. And in this case, right now, it's going to be Star Wars. And this includes, let me remind you, this includes TV shows. So we are basically going to watch up front we'll watch Solo, the movie. We'll watch Obi-Wan. We will watch the Book of Boba Fett. We will watch Andor, because I have not finished watching season 2 of Andor. So we are actually going to watch together Andor and season 1, season 2, and at the end of Andor, we are going to watch Rogue One. But like I said, because Twitch is the way it is, unfortunately, and does not allow anybody to like live stream like a movie or TV show, just because that's their copyright and all that good stuff. This is how we're going to do it. So without further ado, like I said, queue up Star Wars episode 1, either on you're on Disney Plus, however you can get it. If you can't like stream it and watch it together, then please definitely talk about it. I mean, feel free. That's why I have this here as like a point of reference. So that way anybody new to the stream that jumps in and doesn't understand what's going on or exactly what we're doing or what we're talking about, we can all share in chat that, we're actually all sitting here watching this movie together. And that's the whole point of this. That way, every single show that we do is going to be based around whatever we're going to watch. That way, there's always going to be something to talk about. And I mean, go full off. I mean, you know what I mean? Within reason. Within reason, that means, you know what I mean? The channel rules, you know that whole thing. I'm just saying, please share your thoughts, your feelings, whatever, on whatever movie or TV show we happen to be watching. But this is it. This is going to be my podcast. It's basically going to be us having lunch, dinner, breakfast, and a movie or TV show, and basically talking about it and talking through it. So the way I'm going to do it is I have Disney Plus queued up on something other than my computer, and I have an earpiece. So I'm actually going to be seriously following along in the movie and talking to you guys. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing. And hopefully, this draws in more people. But like I said, I mean, this is going to be something where we can share, our thoughts and feelings on exactly what we're watching and just have some fun with it. So again, time frames are going to be different, meaning like a movie, like I looked at the queue time for even episode 1, it's like 2.5 hours, something like that. Episodes obviously on Disney Plus for like Obi-Wan, Book of Boba Fett, whatever, Andor runs like 45 minutes. So obviously watching the movies is going to take longer, but ultimately it'll be around a couple of hours. So Papa, welcome in, man. I'm glad you're happy, dude. I'm happy for that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and queue up my copy and get started. So again, we are watching Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace on whatever streaming device you have, if you have it. But again, feel free to jump into chat and we can talk, and I'll have the mic on as always, so I'll be chatting too. But I am going to start the movie because it's 2.5 hours, which will put us right around the 3 a.m. mark for me. So ultimately, when I start the stream and, you know, kind of get into the intro and stuff like that, or after the intro, I should say, you know, and you see me queue up and stuff like that, I'll have the poster ready to go. Check the, you know, basically do the same format like all the other streams essentially. And then I'll just say, all right, guys, you know, I'm going to go ahead and queue up now. So, but please definitely feel free to jump in and ask me, like what part I'm at, because essentially I'm going to be starting it and I'm going to be watching it from start to finish, and then it's the end of the pod. So if you happen to show up late but you still want to be, you know, or watch the movie along too, definitely let me know, and I'll just say, hey, real quick, you know, I'm at the, you know, 45-minute mark, 46-minute or whatever, just so that way we can all follow along. Hopefully that's still not too complicated, and I'll keep the follower goal up here because that's still an ongoing goal, and that's just filler stuff up here. So yep, currently right now we are going to be watching this, and too bad they don't let you watch it on here. I'll wake the whole family up, but I'll chill. I know that's what I mean by, like, you know, coming up with like topics and themes is hard enough already, especially with like a talk show, because that's literally what this is. It's a talk show, but we have to have something to talk about. So this is the topic of what we're going to talk about. So yeah, again, if you can't stream it, then we can definitely still talk about it, and and you'll hear me talking about parts. And if you know these movies and you know these shows and you hear us talking about whatever part we're at, you know, please definitely feel free to chime in or just sit there and listen to us. But again, that's the whole point of a podcast, is letting us talk. And you have every single Star Wars show you can think of. But seriously, man, I mean, like, if you could stream it on your phone or a tablet or even TV, I mean, yeah. Okay, Grave, let me know when you're ready, and then I'll queue up with you, sir. But yeah, that is ultimately going to be the podcast Wednesday nights. Like I said, this one particularly, I'm really going to be pushing to try to start right on time, and if I can start early, only because it's going to be a dedicated amount of time. And you got a BB-8 popcorn bucket. That's sick. Euro, yes, I did see you there. I hope you're doing well. Again, I hope everybody's having a great and safe week in your parts of the galaxy. And I think Henry's joined you too, so welcome back in. Scratched you back. I know. Very cool. But yeah, guys, that's I haven't paid Disney. I know, right? No Disney. James, thank you for sticking around, man. I've been doing well, man. It's been crazy for me toward the end of the year and also the beginning of the year. It really has been. It's just been run and gun for me on my side and just everything else, but still making time to ultimately just, you know, do some fun things. I'm really stoked and happy to be doing this in particular too, just because this is something that it's been on the back burner for a long, long time. And it's like, I'll have to hear what you say. And that's what I mean, though, is please do not, you know, feel like obligated to have to, like, you know, have to see the movie to like engage and chat if you don't feel like it, I guess, because, you know, ultimately we're all going to be talking about the same subject. So it's like, you know, just basically saying like, okay, you know, like it's episode 1, so talk about anything you want from episode 1 and we can definitely chime in. Literally, we're going to be talking throughout the entire movie essentially, but we're going to be watching it together. So it's kind of like, it's going to be multitasking, because ultimately for me, I'm pretty much watching the chat while I have the movie on in the background in my case, so that way I can just stay even more engaged with you guys and not have to worry about, you know, this over here or like anything going on the screen, because it's actually more of an easier job for me, because then this turns it into basically a talk show radio station. And yes, to answer the question, I think one of you guys had, maybe Grave said earlier, was like, am I going to have guests and stuff like that? I will absolutely have guests, because I do have a Discord, and we can go on the chat channels, and we can definitely talk with people. So I'm hoping that if this gets some traction and helps the channel grow too, that'd be crazy awesome. And yep. Ooh.
Kenobi.
And I think the I think the overall, hopefully, we should be able to get through things a little bit easier because it puts less stress on the hyperdrive. That I'm not running a like 500 gig game on the background on top of everything. So. But yeah, I plan on watching everything, and that even expands outside of the Star Wars universe too. The more episodes deep we go into, because there's plenty to watch right now, and I'm pretty much going to use this format to be able to finally catch up on everything and anything, and we can watch the new stuff too. Exactly, Tomb. Yep. I think right now it'll be more of a focus on like doing the movies 1 through 9, and then we'll do like the other movies like Rogue One, Solo. Yeah, and then Rogue One I want to wait for until after Andor, just so that way it's fresher in everybody's mind, especially mine, because like I remember season 1 of Andor. I haven't watched season 2, but it all makes sense essentially once until you get to that point of Rogue One, even though Rogue One came out before everything. But yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. But movie wise, that's exactly. There's so much. There's so much to do. But I mean, the podcast wise, I mean, I could even, with the smaller shows, especially like, because the Clone Wars shows were like 20 minutes long, we can go through Rebels, we can do Bad Batch, things like that. I mean, for the smaller stuff, sure, we can do like a 2-hour pod and, get through at least like 4 or 5 episodes kind of thing, just so that way we can start knocking things out. But yeah, absolutely. You got all the good stuff there. Okay. Sweet. Yep. Grave. Let me know when you're ready. And yeah, again, this isn't just like talking about, necessarily. No worries. Okay. So I'm officially starting my movie now. All right. Play is started. See the good old 20th Century Fox logo. Now we got Lucasfilm Ltd coming up on the screen. Yep. Grab your snacks. We're going to be sitting here eating and enjoying a movie. Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Turmoil has engulfed the Galactic Republic. The taxation of trade routes to outlying star systems is in dispute. Hoping to resolve the matter with a blockade of deadly battleships, the greedy Trade Federation has stopped all shipping to the small planet of Naboo. While the Congress of the Republic endlessly debates this alarming chain of events, the Supreme Chancellor had secretly dispatched 2 Jedi Knights, the guardians of peace and justice in the galaxy, to settle the conflict. All right. We're officially into the movie now. Wait for me. You know what? There was a really funny story that I just saw actually earlier today about so Liam Neeson was on like the Graham Norton show, and somebody had asked him like, okay, so this was just when Phantom Menace first came out too, and they asked him, so what is it like to wear the Jedi robes and like the actual outfit? Like, is it itchy? Is it uncomfortable? And he said, funny thing is he's like Jedi. He's like the costumes that we had, we're pretty comfortable, but he's like the undergarments or underwear that they gave him were silk. So he's like, he said something to George Lucas about it and was like, I don't want to sit there and be thinking of these badass Jedi fighting this evil with like silk underwear on. You will, Grave. You will. Finish your training, young Padawan. I literally said that right when Obi-Wan did. We literally said young Padawan together in sync. Yeah. What did you say? Here, the force a sentiment. Yep. Are you brain dead? I'm not going in there with two Jedi. What's so funny though is that I know he looks so young too. That like Jedi at this point in time in history in Star Wars history, like there is no big bad, there is no empire. It's just this is the normal, and like everybody fears, quote unquote, the Jedi. Exactly like what he just said about, I'm not going in there with two Jedi Knights. Talk, talk, or listen to us. I mean, that's exactly what this is supposed to be about. Is us enjoying watching something together and actually just talking about it. So the focus stays on what we're watching too. So it doesn't like skew too far out of proportion. Because I mean, when we're like streaming and stuff and playing games, I mean, we talk about this, that, or the other. So I mean, it's kind of all over the place. But this way, it's absolutely focused at least for whatever it is we're doing. So yep, guys, this is it. Enjoy.
Roger, roger.
This never happens to droidicas. I'm probably going to be cross-referencing every like line I've heard in Battlefront. Sweet. Let me tell you right now, Tim. We are 6:45. Qui-Gon is melting the door. Where are those droidicas? Faster, destroy us. It's still the beginning. I'm keeping mine going just so that way it's not like the length of the film turns into like 5 hours. Because if I keep doing that, then I mean it's just the podcast rather than 2.5 hours of the movie length, it'll turn into like 9. Exactly. We got to stay on target too. They never use it anymore. Yeah, I'll be 45 minutes into the movie and it'll already be like hitting the 8th hour of the podcast. So, like I said, please just you guys just tell me, or to ask, just ask how far into the movie or exactly where we're at, so that way you can, jump up. But that again, that's why, like, if you haven't turned on notifications through Discord or Twitch or YouTube, um, if you guys are interested in hanging out and doing this, then definitely please make sure your notifications are on, because essentially the way it's going to work is I'll go live. Once you see the intro scroll going, then ultimately, the same old, the way the stream normally goes. And then once you see this screen pop up and you see me, and then, the redeems are checked, and then you hear me do the intro speech, then pretty much I'll just announce that, I'm going to go ahead and start the movie. And then, that way it gives everybody kind of enough time to do anything that they need to do, or if anybody just happens to pop in or anything like that, yeah, definitely definitely throw a shout out real quick and just say, hey, like how far in, just like Tomb did, yeah, and I'll definitely check it real quick and be like, hey, FYI, we're right here. That way we can do it. So, Zach, what is going on, man? Welcome back, dude. Yes, welcome to episode 1 of the Darth Asylum podcast. So basically, what this podcast is about is it's going to be a movie/TV show watch party podcast. So essentially, right now, we are watching Star Wars Episode 1. Literally, I am watching it right now. Grave is watching it. Anybody else is watching it? Sir Big Hoss, welcome back in, my dude. Spino, welcome in, man. Again, Zach, thank you for showing up, man. So yes, this is episode 1 of the podcast. So ultimately, how this is going to work is I'm going to be streaming this Wednesday night, so I still have my normal schedule of Thursday through Sunday doing streaming and gaming while I'm doing that. But this is going to be a Twitch YouTube watch party of a specific movie, so I'll always post the movie up. Twitch and YouTube does not allow you to live stream copyrighted material. However, if you are able to watch with us, I'll announce when I start the movie, and we're basically going to be talking about that. So this is going to be the topic of the podcast. So literally right now, we are watching Star Wars Episode 1 for Episode 1, and we are going to go through the entire Skywalker saga. So yes, Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 in chronological order. And we're going to talk about it. That is going to be the focus of the podcast. And once we're done with that, we will jump into some other Star Wars movies. We're going to go into shows and watch things like Obi-Wan and everything else, even do Clone Wars and things, Bad Batch, Rebels, Andor, season 1 and 2, and Rogue One once we're done with Andor, because I have not finished seeing that yet. So that's the whole point, guys. So yes, please welcome in. I hope again you guys are having a great and safe week in your parts of the galaxy, and welcome to Wednesday's podcast. The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. You know, and I'm still excited that that they um they gave Ahmed Best a Jedi role. I think that was so freaking cool. The guy who motion captured and played Jar Jar Binks. I think that was so awesome. An awesome honor for him. Oh, and I even posted too on Discord. Where is it? I know I put it in there. It was both the kids too. It was where was it? Unless I just I'm not posted in here. Oh, maybe I didn't. Should. Jake Lloyd. It was a picture of Jake Lloyd and Daniel Logan were together hanging out. I was just about to say I thought I posted that in Discord, but I can't find it. Yeah, I love that picture of them together. I thought it was so freaking cool. If you find it, Grave, please repost it in the holocron because I thought that was like the coolest thing. Yeah, you talk about people that have been through some stuff. I mean, it was really, really crappy, but they're doing better. I'll have to look for it at some point. Need Monster here now. I know. Hopefully, sometime he might be able to pop in and hang out with everybody. But yeah, he's probably crazy tired. It's midweek for him at this point. Qui Gon using a little bit of that manipulation. Thank you.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Yeah. It was really cool to see them give Qui-Gon some playtime in what was it, Tales of the Jedi, the animated show. A young Qui-Gon. Banished because you were clumsy. Yeah, that's a big goober fish. Yeah, I still subscribe to the fact that he's a that Jar Jar is a is a Sith Lord. Nice, Doom. That is freaking awesome, man. There's always a bigger fish. And that's the crazy thing though, is that the more they kind of bring it out as far as like, the mental struggles that like Jake Lloyd had, and same thing with Ahmed Best, was that like, it wasn't it's the characters they played, not like the people themselves that got the hate and the kind of trauma from all that. And that's what really sucked was, at the time it was just something so different. And I see a lot of similarities with all the stuff that's coming out now. Was when these movies came out, like people were hating on them because they weren't 4, 5, and 6. They just exactly. And then same thing what they're doing now with 7, 8, and 9. It's leading the same kind of parallel circumstances, that it's just it sucks because they're getting hate for how they played them, but how they played him was out of their control. Like they were just the actors. I am Tomb. 1954. Yeah, that's fine. Right. Um, we're all going to be a few seconds off anyway, Tomb. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. I mean, unless we all literally press it at the same time, which is perfectly fine. Um, oh yeah, different styles, different directions. I mean, they're just different. You guys can get more salty when we get to 7, 8, and 9. That's what I mean, though. Is this is an open forum, just like any other time. That if you guys feel like sharing something, please do. I mean, it's just that's what it's about. You'll be picking it apart. Graves' fingers are going to be hurting by the time we're done watching 7, 8, and 9. You're going to probably have to buy another one by the time we're done. There's that funny speech that Carrie Fisher does about how every scene you see Padme Amidala or Queen Amidala or even just Padme in general, She's wearing a different outfit, and she had to wear a braless white dress throughout like the entire film series. And Daisy Ridley didn't have to sleep with George Lucas to get the part. Without a bra on, exactly. It's in her speech. She literally says, she's like, and she got to wear a bra. Because nobody in space wears underwear, is what I was told. Use a guy's bomb bad. Yep. I know. I didn't realize that until um I don't know what it was, but it was like a YouTube short, I think. Yeah, that they said her doppelganger was Keira Knightley, and it was like, wait, really? The chick from Pirates of the Caribbean? Like, that's her? They did, yeah. I think she's definitely a missing. I don't think she gets enough credit for her role in Star Wars. Keira Knightley. I never made the resemblance until I realized in this movie that that was both of them. They're definitely different if you think about it, because I looked that up a while ago too when I got like the Roger Roger like emotes and stuff like that, was the evolution of the drones. Exactly. Yeah, like after this one they needed like a comic relief. Like even that right there was kind of like the extent of their, being kind of quirky, but Jar Jar was like the comic relief for the movie. So yeah, they were definitely very, what's the word? Just more robotic. Yeah, exactly. Coal feel, exactly. Yep. But even yeah, once they expanded on that and just made them just goofy in general, yeah, they became like a total staple of, just attitude. Like if you thought droids couldn't feel pain or fear, it's like listen to some listen to some battle droids talk. Yep, R2 makes his appearance. How rude. R2 was on point. I mean, obviously they wouldn't do him dirty, but at the same time, like this scene right here in particular, where like right there, where R2's just sitting there, just working, and he's looking like, oh shit, like oh my god, and that droid just got like freaking taken out. Watching this is going to get us all fired up for Galactic Racers, Star Wars Galactic Racers, because it's really going to be cool to actually have some another racing game that's like newer and have some swoops in there, some pod racers in there, and everything's gonna. The way I see it, honestly, is going to be like like a Forza Horizon 5 again, you know, ish, where it's like obviously there's going to be different, you know, classes and tiers of ship, but at the same or racers, but you know, even in the race, you saw swoops and you saw pod racers all together. So it's like you're going to be able to upgrade them so like you can kind of pick and choose what you want to represent. So I'm definitely on board for getting that game brand new out the box. I will absolutely be playing that. There he is. He will find your lost ship. Playing it day one, I am. Exactly. Like I said, it follows the theme of the episodes because I am going to label them like episode, you know, blah 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 and stuff like that. But um, it's definitely I thought it was fitting to start off with the Skywalker saga. If you're talking about Galactic Racers, absolutely, yeah, I'll be on board for that when they release it for sure. Even if I'm not streaming, I'll probably still jump in and just start screwing around to see what's going on. Nice. Queen will not be happy. Hello. What's funny to sit there and see is that she's the queen is the one just scrubbing R2, the one that saved him. That'll complicate things. Commands you. Uh-oh. Those Jawas messing up again.
Creeper, no. Chúc chúc, quy chúc cái bị cả. Đủ biết lệ.
Remember, Kelly dated a Jawa. A lot furrier than you'd think. You hear me, Rug? Nubia. Why is that to him? Don't touch any. Oh crap! I totally missed the. Well, no, maybe not. When they leave, Quinlan Voss, the cameo of Quinlan Voss. He's a pilot. There's that dark side. Yeah, I heard something about that, saying that they went back to the Razor Crest because it gives them a little bit more. What they say, like activity to be had on the ship. Think you're some kind of Jedi waving your hand around like that? Toydarians are immune to the Force, just like the Hutts. Mm. We have nothing of value. I think it's in here where we see Quinlan, right? See, I gotta pay attention. Yep. Yeah, Quinlan's right in the background right there. We're at. Let me throw a poodoo out there. I'm at 37:30 right now. But yeah, that's fine. I'm sure we're all going to wind up being within like 15 to 20 seconds around, but we know what we're watching. It's okay. Oh, there is a storm coming. Absolutely. Yep. The whole saga told from their perspective. I beg your pardon? What do you mean naked? My parts are showing. I know. Once you start connecting all the dots, it's crazy, huh? Nothing. Welcome back.
Hello there.
That's right, because he killed Plagueis. When did he? Was it after or before? Oh, it says in Legends. In the Legends continuity, Palpatine killed Plagueis in his sleep on the night before he became Supreme Chancellor during the events of the Phantom Menace, just as his plans for Naboo culminated. But it says in the canon, they haven't revealed exactly when, so they're assuming it's sometime before the Phantom Menace. Hey, welcome back. Was it? Yeah, I can't remember, but that's just what popped up. Okay, welcome back. Yes, we are officially watching Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So Wednesday nights I'm going to be doing a podcast, and that's what we're going to be talking about is the current movie that we will be watching. So the first episode of the podcast is Episode 1. Okay, so was it the end of the movie then? I've been good, Kay. Thank you for asking. I hope you're having a great and safe week so far in your parts of the galaxy. Tired as always, but excited to be here hanging out with all of you guys. He was meant to help you. The Queen does not approve. So right now we are at the exactly at the 45-minute mark. So they're setting up for the Boonta Eve pod racing event. They're talking to Watto. Gonna make a wager. Acquired a pod in a game of chance. Deal. That's right, because he doesn't bet on Anakin until after he finds out about something about this boy. Come here to free sleep. You're gonna be bug squad. Eric, what's up, dude?
Hello there.
Eric, I hope you're doing well and having a great and safe week in your part of the galaxy, sir. Welcome back in. This is going to be the new Wednesday night stream, and it's actually going to be a podcast. And currently, right now, we are all watching. Well, those of us that can actually are watching Star Wars Episode 1. So it's basically going to be a Twitch, YouTube movie night. So I invite anybody that is willing and able to join us to stick around and Wednesday night watch some stuff and talk about it. Yeah, Twitch and YouTube's guidelines for streaming and showing copyrighted material is different, but I figured since I was going to start a podcast anyway, this would be a great way for us to be able to have a great topic to talk about as we watch it and talk about the scenes and just enjoy all the movies and shows. So I'll be posting basically what we're watching up here, and if anybody wants to join us while we watch and are able to watch along the way, definitely throw out a timestamp for us. That way we can shout it back and let you know where exactly we're at in the movie, because essentially once I start the stream and then get through the intros and stuff like that, I'll have the poster up of whatever we're watching, or the like the chapter or whatever it is, depending on whatever we're particularly watching in this case. And then yeah, we'll start it all up and we'll pretty much be on the same page when it comes to what it is we're watching and for how long. So yeah, we're about solid almost an hour in, I think. Yeah, about 51 minutes at this point. Yeah, it's officially Thursday morning. But yes, if you're unable to actually watch live with us, then please definitely feel free to share your thoughts, feelings, questions, concerns about the scenes. Flew this week in the house, except for dude, my younglings and significant other definitely got hit with it too. Yeah, there's something flying around. Well, there's always something flying around, but yeah. Yep, exactly, too. Absolutely, Eric. Yeah, whatever the topic is, that basically the podcast is going to happen Wednesday. So I'm keeping my streaming schedule Thursday through Sunday, like gaming and talking and chatting with everybody. But Wednesday night, same time, and I'm going to stick with really trying to push like the midnight my time. So like right now for me, it's 1:30 a.m. just because like when we watch the movies, it'll be a solid 2.5 hours, so obviously the later, the longer it's going to be, or really late it's going to be. So in this case, I'm like tonight, for instance, I actually started to stream right at midnight. I think it was like 12:02 ish. And I also post in Discord when the next episode's going to air and also what time it's going to basically start at. And I'm really pushing to start, at least on Wednesday nights, a more stricter schedule, just so that way there's a definitive time and place when it's going to happen. Dynamo, welcome in. If you're able to, please join us in watching Star Wars Episode 1. But yes, to answer your question, Kay, yes, we are watching the Clone Wars. That will definitely be it. So right now, currently, every Wednesday, I'll be airing an episode of the Skywalker saga. So right now, we're starting with Episode 1, Episode 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then once we're done with those, we'll jump into maybe like Solo, the Solo movie, and maybe a couple other random things like that, and then basically jump into TV shows. Yeah, because you're in New Zealand. Awesome. Yeah, I have Grave Walker with me. I have Monster that's from New Zealand. There's Hunter who's from Australia. Tomb, you're in Australia or New Zealand? I can't remember. But yeah, I got a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys. Oh, no worries, Dynamo. Yeah, but this is the new format for Wednesday nights. It is going to be a podcast where we're going to talk about whatever it is we're all actively watching, because Twitch doesn't allow you to actually stream like movies and TV shows. But at the same time, we can still, if we're able to, watch and at least talk about it. So yeah, that's going to be the format, man. So thank you, Dynamo, for stopping in. I hope again you're having a great and safe week and you're part of the galaxy. And we'll catch you later, dude. Appreciate it, man. Sentry, welcome in. Yo, what are you doing? So yeah, like I just said, we're literally watching movies. Yep. We are on whatever platform we can. Yeah. So Tomb, yeah, Hunter's in Australia also. He didn't say what part, but yeah, he's from Australia. Grave and Monster are New Zealand. And who else just moved to New Zealand too? Grave, you can help me out with that. Somebody else that we just started talking with just moved into New Zealand also. So yeah, essentially Sentry, what's happening is Wednesday nights I'm going to do a podcast, and there is going to be no video game play at all, but I'll have up like this what we're going to be watching. So if you're available to stream it on a laptop, PC, tablet, phone, whatever, and still be a part of the stream as well, I mean, please definitely share your thoughts about what we're watching, and hopefully we can get a chance to all watch together or talk about it together. Ben Quadrineers. I know, right? We know Sebulba's in the Star Wars Galactic Racers, so they got to bring in everybody else too. Yep. Episode 1 of my podcast is going to start with episode 1. So the first 9 episodes of the podcast is going to be all the Skywalker Saga movies. So yeah, the podcast, I'm still keeping my normal stream days of Thursday through Sunday, but the podcast is going to be Wednesday nights, and I'm going to hard target, try to hit that midnight, if not earlier, if I can, just because right now we're watching the movies. So that's like, a solid 2.5 hours. So, and then eventually turn into shows, and then also Grave. I'm looking at you. We're definitely going to branch out into other stuff. So, I mean, what I'm talking about is like watching Lord of the Rings, for instance, The Hobbit, for instance, things like that. I mean, that would definitely be something different and cool to be able to be a part of. Yep. But I know those movies are like a solid, like 3 hours. So, I mean, again, that'll take some maneuvering time wise for sure, or maybe even break it up into a couple parts. That's kind of Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Sentry. Yeah. So my plan is that like after watching these movies, we'll watch probably like Solo, and then Andor or at least Rogue One isn't going to happen until after we watch Andor season 1 and 2 because I do want to rewatch season 1. I have not watched or finished season 2 yet. So once we do that, then I want to watch Rogue One just so that way it all kind of makes sense and it's all fresh in everybody's brain too. Oh yeah, yeah. I have not watched season 2, so this is going to be my go-to basically time to be able to actually watch this stuff. So why not chronological order? If you're talking about like release date order, Century, to me it makes more sense just to start with episode 1 and go all the way through 9, just story wise, rather than do like 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. I have not seen the Fallout show, but I've definitely heard great things about it, and that's on my eventual to-do list also. Even just watching them like fire up their pod racers and stuff is getting me fired up for the Star Wars Galactic Racers. Like it really is. Kay, thank you for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. Please continue to have a great and safe week in your part of the galaxy, and we'll catch you next time. Me no watching. That's a great game. Definitely. The Fallout games are totally worth it, Kay. And Fallout 76 is a game I need to start playing too at some point. Oh, we get our sneak peek at Aura Singh, huh? An LS3. Nice. Lamo. Yeah, we'll watch that one too. Yeah, I can't wait. We'll be able to watch Bad Batch, all of them. Yeah, everything. And that's one thing we can do too. Like once we finish a series, essentially, is kind of take a poll or a vote and see what's everybody interested in wanting to watch next. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be my. And even as things pop up too, I'm just going to wait until we watch it here. So like if it's newer, maybe we'll just throw on the newer episodes to watch things like that. Yeah. Or I mean, obviously I'll watch them off stream, and then we can just come back to them at some point. Yep. Skins. Yep. Yeah, that'd be pretty. That'd be pretty bad if they didn't. 2 more circuits. Even like the engine sounds and things like that are just so cool. Oh yeah, and if anybody remembers too, don't forget Cobb Vanth was rocking a speeder bike made out of potentially one of Anakin's power cells there, or pod racer cells, or whatever you call it. Or at least that's the rumor, anyway. Yeah. Ooh. I don't care what universe you're from. That's gotta hurt. Yeah, because they do go through Beggar's Canyon, huh? Yeah. There's Hunter.
Hello there.
It's Skywalker. Yeah. Ootini. Like, I love that sound that they gave Sebulba's pod racer. So Hunter, I hope you had a great day, man, and having a great week as well. Hunter. Hunter doing Hunter things. Thank you for those subs, man. I appreciate it, my dude, as always. Nothing got a sub. Dynamo got a sub. Jedi Lando got a sub. Darthoid got a sub. Eli the Swede, Stoic Passion, Fry Space, Triendatrish, Majestic Thobin, and G Card. Holy crap. Thank you, Hunter. I appreciate it, my dude. So yes, welcome, man. This is the first episode of the podcast, and yes, because it is episode 1 of the podcast, we are actually watching episode 1. So I invite everybody to jump in and let's have a basically movie slash TV night. So this is a podcast where we are going to be directly talking about what it is we are watching. So right now we're basically going to be watching episodes 1 through 9 for the next 9 podcasts, essentially. And yeah, just talking about the scenes as we go, essentially time stamping it as people join and are able to queue up the movies and shows and be able to watch together. But if not, please feel free to stick around and chat and talk about the same thing. Because obviously not everybody will have access or be able to, but that is totally okay. But thank you again, Hunter, man. I greatly appreciate it, dude. You've been watching Bad Batch. That'll be on the list at some point. We'll knock out the movies first, 1 through 9, do Solo, and then Rogue One after season 1 and 2 of Andor, and then jump into like TV shows. And yeah, Bad Batch will definitely be one of them. Bad Batch is a great freaking show. Poodoo. Yes, the OG legend himself, Almighty. What is up, dude? Let me know when you finish, Hunter, the Bad Batch, because I definitely have some theories about that. But hey, so the Bulba is coming back in Star Wars Galactic Racers. So can't wait to see what time period that takes place in. And it wasn't a fair bit. So I'll throw out my theory real quick, just so we don't stay too far off topic. But yeah, spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen The Bad Batch. It won't really spoil too much, but just this is my own personal theory of what's happened. Is at the end of The Bad Batch and the way it ends, I used to think that Omega was Rey's mother, but it changed after watching and finishing the entire series of The Bad Batch. And I think actually my theory is that Emery Carr, Omega's sister, and Boba's sister, the older clone, is Rey's mom. So basically Palpatine's clone and Omega's sister, Emery Carr, got together and they were the ones who gave birth to Rey. Because her age syncs up to how old she would have been. That's my fan theory anyway. Choo choo. The choice is yours alone. Yippee!
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Eric, thank you for that. Thank you for that follow, man. Welcome to the Twitch side. Yeah, Obi-Wan, I'd love to see more. We were talking about that earlier, Hunter, about Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon was that like I'd love to see him more. Like we got a little blurb of him in the Tales of the Jedi animated series, but I would love to see them explore more with him, you know, in future shows or whatever. Yeah, we definitely need more Qui-Gon. Eric, welcome in, man. Yep. Most of the chat activities on the Twitch side for now, but you can believe it. I actually looked up earlier today just to see when my first YouTube live stream was, and that was actually March. So I put that note so that way I have it as a YouTube live anniversary as March 13th was when I first went live on YouTube. And it's a Friday the 13th, by the way, too. Oh, man. Eric, if you haven't already joined the Discord, I've been posting tons of those. Your heart tell you. You pretty much destroyed the entire galaxy for her and Padme. Oh, when is that? That's coming out in May this year, right? Let me look it up real quick just to see. Yeah, Maul had a crazy cool arc in Clone Wars. Absolutely. He even became Mandalore. That's like insane. Following Maul after the Clone Wars with trailers teasing its 2026 release. I think they're shooting for like May, aren't they? Cuz or somewhere around there cuz with the Mandalorian Grogu movie, that's going to be right around the May the 4th weekend also. Was it? Okay. Yeah, for sure. I'll have to. Yeah, we'll have to post that. See, while we're doing that, I gotta fix that too. Screwed up my links doing stuff earlier. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I put this clip in there, just so that way we'd have a little bit of that too.
Kenobi. Kenobi!
Little too warm. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying. Coruscant. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, they all were. That's crazy. Only politics. Vote of no comment. Don't do it. All right, this next follow, I'm just going to do a test real quick.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Cool. All right. Like everything's working again. Sweet. All right. So we base
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Bring him before us. Uh-oh. Yeah. That's what I mean, though. They integrate so much cool stuff around what visually we know about, and they just fill in like things around it and make it just all mesh and intertwine between everything. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I always loved about the Star Wars storytelling is that like they weaved it so perfectly in between and around everything that yeah, it just expands and it expands and expands and it just there it is. I almost am curious if Palpatine used obviously he used manipulation there, but like if he used the dark side to like basically mind trick her right there to push her over the edge. Like I really do because you don't see his hands or anything, so if he like Like if she was questioning whether or not like she's strong enough to even call for the vote of no confidence. Mm. Yeah, political manipulation either way. Mm-hmm. I sense much. Mhm. Oh, he's got plans for the Senate, all right.
For the Republic!
Oh, that clone army's coming next week. with episode 2. Speed. Dragon, what's going on, man? I hope you're having a great and safe week in your part of the galaxy, sir. We are all hanging out watching Star Wars Episode 1, sir. Good, man. Excited for tonight because I'm basically adding a new stream day, which is Wednesday nights with a podcast. And that podcast is going to be focused on whichever movie and or TV show we're going to be watching. So if available and anyone has the time, obviously, and can watch and be part of the stream, then we're basically going to watch either a movie or a TV show and basically talk and chat about it. Right now we're watching Star Wars Episode 1. They're about to go back to Naboo. Let's see, where do we at? $136.15. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately Twitch has rules that say that you cannot physically stream and watch things for copyright issues. However, that doesn't mean that we can't watch it all together if available and talk about it. You know what? I didn't think of that, Mame, but I think I might actually. Because it's automatically going to be uploaded on YouTube. But you know what? I probably should. Good. That's right. Yeah. I couldn't remember if it was I thought Plagueis was on the balcony where Maul and Sidious was, but I think it was right there. Yeah, where they were. Yeah, I couldn't remember which scene it was. That's a great line from him, though. I can only protect you. I can't fight a war for you. That's exactly what I did. Was I'm playing it. I'm playing the movie on my laptop, so I have all the streams set up on my PC. So I'm basically talking to you guys, and I don't need to have a headset for the redeems and all that stuff for the stream. So I'm not doing that, but basically talking to chat and watching the movie. So I think it's like I said, I was so stoked about doing this, and then what was it when I was talking with Grave about during Dead by Daylight, and it hit this is what hit me was this was the idea, Grave, that hit me was what would the podcast be about? And I was like, dude, why don't we actually sit here and watch these movies and talk about it? Because literally, rather than like go back and talk about it, we can talk about this watching live. So it's like I was so excited and giddy to be able to like put this together and just start doing it that yeah, it's just freaking awesome. Speaking of Star Wars changing since Miss Kennedy is leaving, this might open up an opportunity for us to make some really big noise about Battlefront 3 because Dave Filoni is a very fan-focused guy and he might put the wheels in motion. Oh, absolutely. I absolutely believe that, yeah. For sure. Let's see, timestamp wise, 1:40:10. It's exactly where I'm at. We got about 37 minutes left of the movie. Tomb, you just nailed it out of the park, man. Absolutely. The Thrawn books and the Darth Bane trilogy is like one of my personal favorite best trilogies ever that came out of Star Wars. Like for real, for real. I love that series. Just to see where like what Bane did and his just story and how tragic it is. Just yeah, it's crazy. I need to go back and read those and the Thrawn books again, but yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you, Gray, for sticking around as long as you did. Yeah, we only got about 30 minutes left. Thank you for hanging, man. I appreciate it, dude. Yep. Still regular schedule. Still same schedule. I'll be back premiering. Yep. Yep. I'll be premiering my next shorter game. Take care, Grave. Thanks for hanging, man.
May the Force be with you.
And with you, sir, always. That's why I really liked the idea of having a podcast that's based around having like us talking about it also and enjoying them again. The army's made up of primitives. Potentially, Hunter. Yeah, I mean, the hard part too is that like much like when we're all like talking with each other on Discord, like everybody talks over each other too. So that's something I'll consider. But for the podcast anyway, I think for now I'll probably just leave it like me with everybody, like chatting the way we are now. But like I will have like 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 people like come like guests come in. So I mean absolutely like we can do guest spots where like we have like one of you guys or two of you guys in here kind of thing where we can chat for sure. But I just wouldn't leave it open to like everybody. So then that way it just doesn't become like a like a lecture hall essentially of everybody just drowning out everybody else. Find cover, and the cover leads him to a starfighter. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It can maim, but because I have younglings, this right here is a pre-recorded version of me cosplaying, so I don't actually have to physically wear this every time I stream. Because of that reason, it does get uncomfortable after about like an hour or so, just like any other costume does. But I'm gonna probably actually start live stream cosplaying. Like I'm still working on my live stream stormtrooper cosplay that I'm going to do after hitting 750 follows, but I will definitely potentially start restreaming with live cosplay again, but it does. I think the longest I streamed with it on was like 3 to 4 hours, and it absolutely does get kind of miserable wearing everything. It's like anything else, you wear something for so long, it gets uncomfortable. That's why at least when I built it though, I did do my best to try to go for comfort as well. Crunch time. You know what's sad to think about was that that was Qui-Gon's last message to Anakin. Yeah, they came out with a lot of great stories. A lot of them. R2 going on his first starfighter mission. And Ray Park just killed it as Maul. He was just so different and unique to the series. Dumb droid. Like I love the fan theory that says that like there's no way that could have been just an accident the way he does that, but he's using the force somehow to manipulate the droid to like almost kind of like a what is it like the drunken fighting like the Shaolin monk drunken fighting style. Ooh, that's a tough one, man. When you say series, I was just about to say, are you talking about like the live action series or like any series? Because I was just about to say that Hunter. Yeah, start with Clone Wars. Because they came out with a Clone Wars movie, right? Hold on, let me make sure I get the chronology right. Because there's two different series. Well, there's three different things of the Clone Wars. There's like let's see. So let me see. What was okay, so there was so basically there the first thing ever. Yeah, so basically the first thing I'm looking at the episode list. Um yeah, and Such a great fight. Um, because what was it? Because I want to make sure I get the chronology boat. Yeah, right. Where so basically there's all right. Let me give you the right order to watch them.
Hello there.
Using the Puma. Yeah, I really think Jar Jar uses like a drunken master.
I am a Jedi.
Drunken master Jedi. Their Sith style. Okay, we're back. What's up, boss? Welcome in, man. Okay, man. Now that we're back, I'm doing well, man. I hope you're having a great week. Welcome in. I'm sorry to say that we're at toward the end of the initial podcast, but I'm doing well, man. I hope you're having a great and safe week, dude. So basically, here's how it worked, and this is how I watched them. Was that Genndy Tartakovsky came out with the Clone Wars series, which is the 2003 to 2005 micro series, which is 2D cartoon animation. Yeah, and then after that one comes the theatrical film, which is a 3D series. And then after the film, Cartoon Network ran the 5 seasons of the Clone Wars, like 3D series. And then they released like some alternate seasons after that too. So essentially, yeah, the animated 2D series, the cartoony version, is the first series that came out in 2003, 2005, and then all this is on Disney, by the way, too. And then the movie, the Clone Wars movie, 3D movie, and then the series, the 2008, 2009 series. But yeah, boss, we are doing the first ever, at least for me, Darth Asylum podcast, sir. So it's going to air Wednesday nights, and it's going to be based on whatever movie we are currently watching. And they just killed Qui-Gon. No! So currently, right now, we're actually live watching Star Wars Episode 1, if you're available to. Or if anyone is available to. Darth Maul just killed Qui-Gon. And I know that there's a lot of spark about that too right now, about how, well, you're not right now, within the last couple of years anyway, how Qui-Gon took a lightsaber to the chest, but Sabine lived, Maul lived after getting cut in half. So why did it kill Qui-Gon? Was ultimately the question. Why did Qui-Gon have to die? In order to progress the story. I know, huh? At the time it made sense, because that's just how he died. Sick dog, what is going on, man? Damn the doors. But it says it takes place between, when is it? Episode. So it says the Clone Wars is an animated series set between Star Wars Episode 2 and Star Wars Episode 3. So during 2 and 3 is, yeah, basically when the series hit 6. I'm doing well, man. Thank you for jumping in real quick. Yes, this is my new Wednesday night stream. It's going to be a podcast. And currently right now we're actually physically watching Star Wars Episode 1. And Obi-Wan's fighting Maul right now. We're basically at the end. Exactly, Tomb. Yeah, I know that there's a lot of talk about that online right now. Yeah. No, Obi-Wan. Or yeah, Obi-Wan hanging. Maul just kicks his lightsaber over. You see it just tumbling down. Shields up. Anakin's about to destroy the Trade Federation ship. I'm doing well, Sick, though. I hope you're having a great and safe week in your part of the galaxy, sir. There goes the reactor. Right, Hunter. So essentially, what the order goes, it's the Genndy Tartakovsky series, the cartoon animated series first, then it goes the 2008 movie, and then it goes the series. Yeah, that's the order. The movie's what kicked it off, the series. We didn't hit it. Now this is pod racing. They all broken. I know I miss one of the funniest parts too when he just says, "What do we do now, Jar Jar?" And he's like, "I give up. We give up." He's like, like, really? Really? There it is. Boom. Sliced in half. Through pure hate, he lived. I know, right?
Do or do not. There is no try.
I forgot where I read that from, but yeah, they said he definitely brought balance because he destroyed the entire order and pretty much left the Jedi like obliterated. It's like, yeah, he kind of evened the playing field a little bit.
Kenobi.
Grave, you're supposed to be asleep. Absolutely, Hunter. You wanted to stick it out until the end. I appreciate that, man. Look at the formation of the Imperial Guard right behind him too. Yeah, fair enough. We didn't see that one coming, did we? Yeah. Is that why Palpatine was all had shits and giggles? He had that shit-eating grin on his face, basically. Where it was like, hi. He like just killed his master and he's gonna lead the Senate and he's just like, hi, how's everybody doing? Or even like right here when it pans to him. He was high on life, yeah. You will be a Jedi, I promise. Yeah. That gave me a question though, actually right there. Oh, no, my question was Yoda alive when Darth Bane created the rule of two? And it said Darth Bane lived about 1,000 years before Yoda was born, with Bane implementing the rule of two around 1000 BBY, and Yoda was born in 896. So it was about 100 years off. But Yoda encountered Bane's spirit, yeah, during the Clone Wars. Is it? I never even noticed that. Here it is, written and directed by George Lucas. Executive producer George Lucas. Is it? Maybe I'll fast forward to that. If we can hear it's ending. I want to hear Vader's breathing. Ooh, that gave me chills. Ooh, that gave me chills. It seriously did. Because even the music turns, and it was just that dun, 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 dun. It's like it's so tragic knowing that that little kid becomes him. Wow. Yeah, that I well, sweet. Well, that officially ends the movie, guys. We'll give it a few minutes to kind of talk for a second if you want to. It's at 2:49 for the stream, so we got I'll end it at 3 hours. So we got about 10 minutes left of the stream. So tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you guys think. Grave says it's a beautiful storytelling. It absolutely is. I did not seriously that literally, excuse me, gave me chills. It seriously did. Hearing that end music because I caught it, like I rewound it just enough to where it was still playing the regular music, and then it subtly changed into the theme, and then hearing him breathe, it was just like wow, that is crazy. Makes the boss Luke. Yeah, he does. Oh, that was the other thing too, was like how old was Anakin and Padme in episode 1? So they were officially, so it says, according to the Google Holocron, in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Anakin Skywalker was 9 years old and Queen Padme Amidala was 14. So there's a 6 year or 5 year age difference, making her 5 years older than Anakin when they first met. With nothing romantic obviously occurring until 10 years later, which makes him 19 and her 24. Yeah. He was 9 years old there and she was 14. Because then, let's see, we can skip ahead for a second just because we already know all this anyway. But so, episode 2, we'll see Anakin come back. He is 19 years old and Padme is 24. And then by episode 3, Anakin is 22 years old and Padme is 27. Wow. So yeah, he was 19, and 22. So there was 10 years between 1 and 2, and looks like 3 years between 2 and 3. And then, yeah, Padme was 14, 24, and 27. Dang, that's crazy. But yeah, seriously, I'll look into that. And actually probably, yeah, maybe I will consider uploading this into Spotify because it is a podcast. That's exactly what this is about, is us talking and enjoying what we're seeing. So wow. What was the Easter egg in Attack of the Clones? Because it's been a minute. I mean, I remember the movie for sure. It's just I do not. There's a lot of there could be a lot of different things for sure. Um, yeah, I know there's just tons everywhere. Five more minutes to go, and then we will end the stream. Well, now I have no excuse but to go to bed. But yes, guys, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the experience. Absolutely. Like I said, there was it's just this was the concept basically is not only just to do a podcast, but also really be able to have everybody interact with each other in a way that we can also pretty much kind of have a lot more fun together by watching something or being a part of something at the same time. And I think really doing it in this format, like I said, again, whether or not, anybody's able to or not able to watch the movie, or TV show or whatever that we happen to be watching, please, by all means, do not, take it out of, the way that you need to, like sacrifice one thing for another to be able to watch, obviously. But, if you can participate, even better. But at the same time, I thought this would be a really kind of different take and idea of, a way to do a podcast and not only be able to interact with you guys, but also really just enjoy the stuff we're passionate about too, not just video games, but I mean, like the actual movies, TV shows, the anime, and everything. Yeah. We saw that, Hunter. That's freaking awesome. I know the Black Series comes out with so much cool stuff, dude. There's so much freaking cool stuff. Well, yeah, like I said, I mean, I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys like the format of ultimately what this is going to basically be. Like Hunter was saying, like even having a like a voice chat in Discord for the podcast, absolutely, because I do want to have like guests, but at the same time, like what I might kind of do, because similar to like a talk show, similar to like a talk show, how they'll bring out guests like one at a time, and there's usually like two or three with like a musical component kind of thing. I would absolutely love to like, do something like that, where basically it's not like there's like 10 of us in the Discord, but like me and say like one other person, like, like Hunter, for instance, or Grave or Tomb or whoever, right? Like whoever wants to, have like a spot kind of thing, I'll open that up for people for like sections. So then that way, at least, like, we can talk about certain things during certain parts and stuff like that. And I would absolutely be open to that. So again, yeah, this was just the first episode, but ultimately I think, we all had a ton of fun. I know I did. I was super excited to like really start working on this and getting things going. I really am actually going to look into the Spotify, upload it into Spotify though too, because that is where pretty much all the podcasts go regardless. This will definitely be on YouTube, and it'll be, temporarily be on Twitch anyway, because it is a Twitch stream also. But yes, there will be a podcast playlist that will be on YouTube, because it is literally saved on YouTube now at this point. But yeah, this is basically going to be the format. Absolutely. So every Wednesday night, like I said, it's going to be the same times generally as my other streams. So my stream schedule is the same, except for now I'm adding Wednesday to that, which is going to be Wednesday nights is going to be the podcast for me anyway. So again, I know Grave and all you guys, it's like Thursday night for you, but it's my Wednesday night going into Thursday. So yeah, for sure. But again, like I said, I'm more looser with the time frame, only because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like those days are crazier. But I think at least with the podcast like that, this one specifically, I'm really going to try to target that midnight goal, because again, if we're watching a movie for 2.5 hours, if I start at 2 a.m, then we're going to end at like 5. And yeah, that's exactly. So, I'm going to do my best to kind of work that schedule in the way it is. But no, I think it was a great success. Thank you guys for being absolutely a part of it. Yeah, I was, like I said, in the end, I was super stoked to think about not only just the concept, but be able to do it and be able to have, like I said, ultimately an interactive way we can all enjoy something together and be able to just get, more hyped up for things, right? Because it's one thing to like play games and kind of chit chat and things like that, but this way, it ultimately really gives us a focus point and be a topic essentially, and be able to just zero in on it and be like, oh, I really love the scene. Oh, I really hate this scene. And just like Gray was doing and all of us were doing, we're like chiming in with, little tidbits and, like little footnotes of just like, oh, this is that part where this happens and this happens. It's like, that's what it's all about is us just, kind of hanging and talking, just like, generally just like any other stream, but this way it's not a game. It's we're watching something together too, which I think is pretty cool. So, all right, guys, that is going to wrap things up. We're officially at the it is 2 hours and 59 minutes and 27 seconds. So it's officially 3:01 a.m. for me, but the stream will end right around the 3-hour mark. So again, thank you guys for being the awesome legends that you all are. And again, anybody new to the stream, welcome to the very first episode of the Darth Asylum podcast. Now streaming on a streaming device near you, soon to be on Spotify. But yes, stream days for the podcast will be Wednesday nights, Pacific 12 midnight Pacific West Coast time. But yeah, normal stream day schedule is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh man, that's going to be so weird to start saying now. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But that's all good though. I'm super excited to do it. Super excited to just be able to interact, hang out. Like I said, this is less, and honestly to me too, it felt even more relaxed, more casual because, I wasn't actively doing anything in the sense of like playing a game and trying to do everything else at the same time, but it's like it was more just watching the movie and talking with everybody. So yeah, it was definitely a super cool experience. So yes, so next week, next Wednesday, that is, for the podcast, we will be watching episode 2. I will be putting out a because I did create in the Discord also a new channel that says for the Darth Asylum podcast, it's the Escape Pod channel, and then that's where I'll start posting like the little announcements of like episode, basically the titles for each stream. Yeah, exactly. So this one happened to be, it'll be the same format, Darth Asylum Presents, the Darth Asylum podcast, and then it'll have like the episode number, what it is, when it's going to happen. And it's always going to probably be Thursday, whatever date it's going to be, 12:01 a.m. Because like I said, especially with this one, because the timing of it has to be kind of critical, I'm going to be making a little bit more of an effort to try to start right around that midnight mark, only because dude, if we're all watching a movie at like 4 a.m, we're all going to be dead to the world by the time it ends. So even though we already are, but that's okay. But thank you guys. Thank you guys, for those of you who did come, stop by, tune in, stick around for the whole freaking thing, man. That is freaking awesome. So yes, the timestamp calling out definitely worked. Thank you again, everybody, for reaching out and just saying, hey, look, I'm available to, what part you guys at? So yeah, that's essentially how it's going to be. So we'll do the stream starting soon, same kind of format, stream starting soon, do the intro, boot up everything, have everything live. The poster will be there once you see me testing out the redeems and all that good stuff, making sure stuff happens. I'll do the intro as I normally do, and then after that I'll say, okay, I'm loaded up, I'm ready to go, starting now. And then please, anybody, just throw a shout out there real quick, just saying, hey, look, I'm what timestamp you at? I'll be like, all right, I'm exactly right here, like we were doing all tonight. I think it worked pretty great. I think it worked pretty fluidly. So I mean, yeah, we're definitely going to be off a few seconds here and there, but generally we'll all be starting and ending around the same point. So no, it was definitely great, definitely awesome. Thank you guys again for the support. Shout out again to, hold on, we got to give Hunter a shout out for his awesome hunter doing hunter things. So if you have not already, yes, definitely go check out and follow Hunter. He is going for that affiliate. Same thing with Gravewalker 1578. If you guys happen to see them live, please, even if it's a lurk, definitely throw them out there. They're both going for their affiliates. They have the follows, but they just need the viewer counts for the next month so they can get their affiliate statuses on the Twitch. So please, again, thank you guys for the support. Hunter, thank you, man. I keep telling you to stop and you keep doing it anyway, but no, the support is crazy awesome, my dude. Crazy awesome. So all right, guys, gonna wrap things up. So again, yes, this was the first official podcast. I think it was a great success, and thank you guys for hanging out again. So I will be back for my normal stream time of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday night will be the Let's Play night, and I will be premiering a brand new game to play. I have not announced it yet, so if you're interested to find out what I am going to be playing, because I'm basically going to be playing the shorter game starting tomorrow, and it'll go over a few streams kind of thing, kind of like RoboCop essentially. And then once I am done playing this game, I'm going to be playing next Dark Souls Remastered, which is going to be a longer main story game. So that's going to take a minute to play. So I wanted to knock out a few smaller games that wouldn't take as long. So Dark Souls, yes, Grave remembered. It's going to be Dark Souls day one. Pretty soon-ish. I'd say within a month, Grave, honestly, because the way RoboCop played out, it was 7. I think I did day 7 on that. So about 7 streams worth, about almost 2 months for RoboCop, just because of the way that played out. So we'll see how long this one is, but I'm thinking probably between like 5 to 7-ish streams for this next one too. And then, yeah, but again, like I said, it depends on how quick things work and run and all that stuff. But yep. So again, thank you guys again. So that'll be Thursday night. Friday night will be Friday Night Battlefield 6. Saturday will be Star Wars Battlefront 2. And Sunday night will be Dead by Daylight's Chaos Shuffle. So again, anybody, don't forget, the giveaway is still going. I do have a follower goal of hitting 1,000 follows on Twitch. And once I do hit that follower mark, I will be giving away 3 copies of games, which basically is Star Wars Battlefront 2, the Celebration Edition, Battlefield 6, the Phantom Edition, and a copy of Dead by Daylight. So to any lucky winners, all of those are going to be across all different platforms, depending on what you're on and who wins what. You know, we will definitely make it work to basically make sure you get your copy of whatever game you win. And then also, little side goal is that if I can hit that 1K mark by between now and say June, I will actually throw in a copy of Arc Raiders as well, since Arc Raiders is definitely a fun game. So again, that's just the side goal. So we'll see if we can hit that 1K mark in 2026. And then an even bigger stretch goal is to potentially, hopefully, maybe be able to grow the channel more. So then that way, maybe we can shoot for partner too. I mean, I would definitely love it too. And I know Shadow's really close to hitting that actual partner mark, which is a huge freaking milestone. I'm super stoked for that guy because he is our fellow Mandalorian on Twitch. So he is right there on the edge, ready to cross that finish line for that. So yeah, that's going to be the next one, is to grow the channel more, get some more viewers watching, and ultimately, yeah, maybe go for that partner so we can create and this is my goal, is that if the Force allows it, and I am honored and humbled to be able to become a Twitch partner. Twitch partners can create their own teams on Twitch. I absolutely want to create a Mandalorian cosplayer team on Twitch. That is my goal, if I can hit that milestone too. But We will see. We will absolutely see. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap things up now. So, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. It is always greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Please do not forget that. It is always my honor and privilege to hang out with all of you legends. Do not forget that. Yes, absolutely. Infinity, no take backsies. You are all legends. You found another Mandalorian on Twitch? Which one is it, Grave? Because Shadow gave me a list of who he knew. I know. No take backsies. I know, right? But if you want, Grave, just send it to me in Discord. Yeah, just send it to me in Discord if you have the name. That's totally fine, so we can wrap things up. So, all right, guys. Yes. Yeah. No worries, dude. That works. So, all right, guys. I will be back later tonight. Like I said, my Thursday night, your potential future boys like Grave and Monster and Tomb and Hunter and everybody else that lives in either Australia or New Zealand, because I'm meeting more and more and more of you guys in that general zone of the earth. Like, seriously, everybody I'm talking to, Nothing, for instance, is in Australia also. So, yeah, it's a good thing, man. It's definitely a good thing. So, all right, guys. Yes, I will be back later tonight, Thursday, to premiere a brand new Let's Play game. So please continue to have a great and safe week in your parts of the galaxy. And we will catch you guys next time. So until then, be good, be safe. Love you, and talk to you later.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.